Okay, so here we are. First of all, my name is Robs. My character I play in Rift is named Evollove, also the namesake of my guild. And the purpose of this video, the first Rift video that I'm making, is to demonstrate some ways to set up your interface in ways that can make it so you can kill more players. That's what I'm here to do. But luckily in Rift, they've given us an enormous number of options for setting up the interface, which fall into basically three categories. You have four categories, actually. Our settings, which I'm going to go through in just a second here. Key bindings, which are very important. We can edit our layout, which is the most powerful of our interface options we have access to. And then also our tabs in our chat windows here also have settings which allow us to control the various channels in the game, affect their colors. And so first, let's go through the settings. Now when it comes to the settings, I'm not going to worry about our audio settings, I'm not going to worry about video settings or Rift Connect. Those are all completely up to you. And then again, a lot of the settings, you may have your own personal preferences with how you want to set them up. The size of your monitor in all these cases may also dictate where and how much room you have to arrange the interface, so don't feel like you need to make it look exactly as I have it. This is just a starting point and also allows me to explain to you the reasons why I create the interface the way that I do. Our first tab here, names. First of all, I like to see my name on top of myself because I'm kind of narcissistic, and so I always show my name. A few names I like to get rid of are pets. Friendly pets. Let's get rid of friendly pet names. Enemy pet names are already off. Smart nameplates. I do not like this option. You'll see when I click this off that the names appear around me of all the NPCs, which I like because it makes it a lot easier to find vendors and such, because you can see their tags underneath them that identify them as vendors. You will want to check on this option here, show raid members' names. This will allow you to see all of your raid members' names when you are in a Warfront or Rift raiding. Everything else looks good here. I find, since I use a high resolution, that I need to increase my player name scale by quite a bit to make it so I can see them from a distance. I also adjust the NPC scale, but I leave it slightly smaller than the player scale here so that it helps me identify between a real player and an NPC while I'm in game quicker. Next tab, miscellaneous. We have AoE looting enabled, a wonderful feature that Rift gave us. I also auto loot by default. You may or may not like this feature. I auto loot by default because I am just a pack rat and I always go and vendor it and just scrounge every little plat that I can get. None of the other options in here are too important. It's my preference to have no ability queue. This allows you to queue abilities while you're on global cooldown. I prefer to not be forced into an ability before the cooldown's up, so I choose no queue. In combat tab here, let's see. Don't know that I change very much in this tab. In fact, I don't believe I change anything in this tab normally. Help. Tutorials already turned off. Action bars. It's my preference to use 2 action bars on the bottom and 2 action bars on my side action bars. We're going to reposition those in a second. I don't like chat bubbles in game personally. I think they get in the way of seeing other more important things, so I turn my chat bubbles off. I turn my profanity filter off. I leave most of my status text off. I find the UI scale to be good for me, but you can scale it if you wish right here using the slider. I prefer not to have camera shakes, so I turn them off. And screen messages, I do change a few things here. I include all of my in-game combat screen messages because they're part of the heads-up display and they give you information without having to look away from the center of the screen. So I want all of that information there to help me play better. I'm going to increase the amount of time that those messages are on screen, and I'm going to check all three of these. I'm going to abbreviate the ability names, show the ability names, and have it show the icon too so I can recognize what's going on. And that does conclude the settings portion of this tutorial.